Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Nick, and today is Saturday, and that means Shudder Day. Yes, I'm taking a look at the top streaming titles on Shudder to decide which ones you should add to your Halloween watch list. Today's title is Terrified, a movie that I heard about so much last year. Everyone was saying this was the scariest new movie, you have to see it. So I've been saving it for a special occasion, a good watch, and I thought, what better time than before Halloween? I gotta get the good scares in, right? So Terrified is about this suburban neighborhood in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and some creepy shit starts happening just right off the bat. Weird stuff. It's kind of hard to explain what this movie is actually about because it's so very small and simple. Yet it is quite entertaining, but there isn't a whole lot to say other than the film is kind of in a puzzle-like structure where you get pieces of information and then it kind of comes together. But it's just setting up this sort of typical that we've kind of seen paranormal investigation kind of film where a group of people end up in this location where weird shit has gone down and then they're like, okay, so what actually happened? So we get that, but what I have to say sets Terrified apart is that this doesn't feel like, Grave Encounters or Hell House or whatever. You know what I'm saying? This actually feels like a very different kind of investigation. We get three central characters. They're really just investigators. There aren't really characters to talk about or dynamics and relationships. It's really just they are there and they are peeling back the layers of what's going on. We of course have a cold open that is sets you right up, it puts you right in the mood for what's going to happen for the rest of the film, and then we get plenty of other creepy little things throughout, but I really appreciated that this wasn't your typical supernatural haunted house or ghost demon whatever thing. Listen, I love all horror, and I can have my fun with my supernatural films. Amityville Horror is my favorite haunted house movie, and that's about as basic as they come, right? Okay, a lot of people won't even watch the original one. They're just like, no, that's just too much. We're past that. But over the last, oh my god, it's been 10 years since Paranormal Activity came out. I looked that up earlier. It's been 10 years of stuff trying to be Paranormal Activity, and one supernatural thriller after another, and we just really get the same thing in all of these movies where it's just an invisible force is there, and it will I don't know, knock a picture over or slam a door in your face, and then towards the end it's finally strong enough to launch you across the room or something. But I'm just sick of it. That doesn't scare me. It just personally, it doesn't scare me. And I know a lot of people don't like slashers. That's what gets me because I think actual people are scary. But ghosts don't really scare me. If anything, they're gonna hide your keys, and that's probably it. They'll piss you off, but they're not gonna kill you. So these movies just don't really hit hard for me. And as I was watching Terrified, I just kept thinking about how I thought it was very well executed and put together and everything, and I got the emotions that I was supposed to get, but I wasn't actually scared by them. I thought, oh wow, that was a nice setup and payoff, and I get how that was done, and I can see how it would scare other people and it would work for them. But for me, it just was I mean, how many times have you seen a film that is just consists of a bunch of scenes where characters are like, oh no, I hear noises in the closet. We're gonna spend 45 seconds walking to the closet, really fearful, and then we're gonna open it and there's nothing in there, but then something just shoots up from the ceiling and it's blah! And it's oh no, a scare. I'm so over that. And this whole movie is just a bunch of scenes like that, and I know that this is just kind of a horror trope, but one thing that I just found a little bit annoying is that it's constantly at 10. Everything is constantly at an extreme where it's oh, but this couldn't be happening, but it appears as though it is. And it's oh my god, settle down, let's bring it back to the reality a little bit, let's maybe make these people a little bit more real. It's all just very dramatic, and it just really took me out of the scares. I was just kind of oh boy, okay, this is real serious. And I have to again point out that I did like that this was not your typical supernatural fare, and because of that, I don't want to spoil the goods of Terrified, because I'll say there was one jump scare that it didn't actually make me jump, but it was just, I thought, a good scare. And there is some creepy imagery, and I like the ideas at play. However, it's a bit of a weird setup to get to where we need to be, I think, for the entire middle chunk of the film, which is where we are discovering what's happening in this damn movie. And then it just stops. It just stops, and we start doing something else, and then it's just over. And I was like, okay, I mean, better than having the very typical ending that you see in all these movies that I've been bitching about, where, I don't know, they find an artifact and then stab it with some other artifact and then it kills the ghost, and it's like, hooray! But this doesn't really have a satisfying conclusion. It's one thing to switch things up or subvert, but if you don't have anything else to satisfy your audiences with, it doesn't really work. And I just didn't care for this ending. I didn't care for a lot of it, to be perfectly honest. But I did think that it was really well executed, and it was really well done. I thought it was well directed, and apparently the director of this film is coming back for a remake. It's supposed to be produced by Guillermo del Toro, so we'll see if that actually happens. I'll give that a shot, but I think that this film definitely has certain cool ideas and aspects that you could mine from, but the actual presentation itself is kind of just the sum of its parts for me, and that's why I'm going to give Terrified a 3 out of 5. I'm not putting this up there with my new horror classics, that's for sure. If you have Shudder, give Terrified a watch, or don't if you don't want to. Maybe you only want to watch 5 out of 5s. That's your business. But that's my role, to set the expectations. So you let me know if you've already seen Terrified. What did you think of it? Did you think it was an absolute masterpiece? I disagree, but I don't care. Fight me! Thanks for checking out my channel. Like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. And then I'll see you in my next video.